I cannot explain to you how good of a deal this gun is. Anyway, let's shoot it. 36 feet. 10-inch plates. My glasses are fogged up. Oh, one miss. Yeah. We're well over 500 plus rounds. Yeah. So dirty. And like I said, hundreds of rounds with a can. You can only imagine how filthy this thing is. Still chugging along. This is a reliable pistol. Very, very reliable pistol. No malfunctions. Well, everybody loves 22s, right? Everybody. They're fun to shoot. Anybody can shoot them. Women, children. And, you know, as grown men, we are not beneath shooting 22s. In fact, I might say that I enjoy shooting 22s more than anything else. Just saying. So, but... And pistols, 22 pistols, so much fun. But what is the freaking problem every time with a 22 pistol? And I know everybody listening, you know what I'm going to say. Why does almost every 22 ever made pistol, only hold 10 rounds? Why? Why is it that a 22 pistol that's the size of a 9mm holds less rounds than a 9mm? It just doesn't make sense. And it's always bothered me, and it keeps me from buying them. You know, if I'm going to get a 22, I want something I can just blast away with. So, Kel-Tec, a company known for their innovation, known for kind of stepping outside the box, you know, they made the PMR-30. I don't know, I think it was like 2011, something like that. But this was an absolute, I hate the phrase, but it was a game changer. It was. By the way, these are the tandem cross plates for the magazines. And yes, I did. I cut off the loop because, as if this gun's not long enough in the handle. But anyway, they figured it out, you know? What we need is, how many 22s can you fit in here? Well, 30 apparently. So, they did. They made the PMR-30. They had their hiccups with it in the beginning. A lot of jams. A lot of people still claim that there's jam. I'm lucky I didn't get a jam-o-matic. I got one that shoots just about all ammo. It's not picky. I may have had one or two failure to feeds over the years with it, but I've shot it a lot, and it just chugs away. Chugs away. So, this was your option. Do you want a 22 pistol with high capacity? Well, this is what you get. But it's not 22 long rifle, it's 22 Magnum, this gun. And while they're not super expensive, they're at least twice as expensive, right, as 22 long rifle. So yeah, you know, you're kind of back in the same boat as shooting ammo and sort of having to be budget. If you're budget-minded like me, well, you get over it because you just love this gun and that's the way it is. So, Kel-Tec. Kel-Tec figured it out again. And boom. This is the P17. I assume it's called the P17. P for pistol, 17 for the amount of rounds you can hold in this thing. Yes. Finally somebody did it. Finally somebody made a 22 pistol that's not the size of a carbine that holds more than 10 rounds. And there's a few out there. I know this gun holds 12, this one holds 11. Still, you know, how this market has been missed all these years, I don't understand. Because for years, I've been looking for this. Lightweight, cheap. Yeah, it's a lot of plastic. Well, who cares, man? Polymer guns have proven themselves. Kel-Tec P17. Anyway, they should have called it the Kel-Tec P16 because these very, very cheap, lightweight magazines hold 16. I'm assuming 17. Obviously, one in the mag, one in the chamber. Gives you 17 rounds. But, I'm happy with 16 and one in the chamber. That's great. What can I say about this gun? I can't say enough good things about it. So I'll give you the breakdown of the weapon. Okay, listen, I don't do unboxings. Every time you unbox a gun, it's the same friggin' thing. It's got a lock, manual, a spent shell casing, and stickers, right? Right. Okay, there you go. I just got through that part for you. So then after that, you have the gun. What's it come with? 3 magazines. Good job, Kel-Tec. Not 1, not 2, 3 magazines, which should be the minimum standard for any pistol you own, in my opinion. 3 magazines. And like I said, these magazines, they feel really cheap because they are. They're just plastic. Plastic followers, plastic housing, metal spring, obviously, but that's it. But guess what? Do I have a problem with them? Now, if you look here, you can see there's this tab, plastic tab thing inside there. When this gun's fully loaded, you know what? Let's just show you. This knife's too big. It's not going to fit. Anyway, that plastic tab right there will stick out of the bottom here when you're fully loaded. You'll know. You'll be holding it. You'll be loading it, boop, and you'll feel it hit your hand. 16 rounds. Good feature. I like it. They're cheap, and I can't wait till they're on the market and you can actually buy more because I'm going to buy 10 of these when they come out. Yes, this gun has it's been out for a couple months, at least. I believe since late last year, late 2019. But it is it's really hard to find. In fact, any cool gun that's groundbreaking in any way right now is almost impossible to find with the way the gun market is with this whole COVID scare and the lunacy going on in the cities with the riots and all that. People are buying guns. People are buying ammo. I don't know if you've been shopping for ammo recently, but if you have a 380 pistol, forget it. Hard to find. You'll be paying $25 a box for what usually costs $13. Almost twice for 380. But 22 is still available. You can buy 22s. In fact, I was in Walmart the other day. There was 22s in Walmart. That's right. So, what is this gun good for? Well, let's go through the features. Number one, it is threaded. It comes with this adapter of sorts. It's on there pretty tight. I don't feel like dealing with it. But anyway, this screws off as well. And you have a smaller thread. I'm not sure what it is, but this is your classic 1/2 by 28 thread. So yes, you can put a silencer on this gun. And I have shot this gun many, many, many rounds with a silencer, and it works flawlessly, even with cheap ammunition. So, yes, threaded. I mean, here we go. These are the features I'm talking about. Threaded, high capacity, lightweight. I mean, this thing weighs, I believe, 15 ounces unloaded. Yeah. Anyway, my scale did not want to work. Did not want to work on the towel that I had down, so hopefully we'll get a reading and it won't say 4.5 ounces. 12.8 ounces with a magazine. So what's it going to be fully loaded? 13.8? 14 ounces? I mean, come on. With the steel thread protector on the end? Yeah. Kel-Tec did it, folks. They did it. They gave you what you've been looking for 20 years, what I've been looking for 20 years. And this is it. So how did it shoot? Well, I have a total of, like I said, a 500 box of Remington target ammo, cheap 22s, a single 50-round box of Stingers, and a couple spare rounds I found sitting around, and I have no hiccups whatsoever. In fact, 200 of those rounds were with a suppressor. So that background is going to drive me nuts. This way you can see this thing. So after 500 plus rounds, no malfunctions. Now, I take that back. I did have 2 or 3 malfunctions when I put subsonic 22s in it and a can. So I was shooting subsonic with a can, and yes, it malfunctioned 3 times, I believe. But I mean, that's going to happen with any semi-automatic 22 pistol with a can on it. So that's not the gun's fault. That's just me being an idiot. I had to try, though. I couldn't resist. Otherwise, nothing. 200 of those rounds with a can. Out of the 560 plus rounds that I shot through this gun of regular old 22 and some high velocity 22, like I said, 200 rounds with a can, nothing. Even at the last, 100 rounds, nothing. No hang-ups, no malfunctions. This gun is friggin' awesome. Accuracy. Yeah, it's accurate enough. I mean, you're talking me shooting it, so you put it in the hands of my son, my 13-year-old, and it's a much more accurate gun. He seems to do well with it. Most of my testing I did at exactly 12 yards, so 36 feet, shooting at 10-inch targets, steel and paper targets. I'd say 90% of the bullets are on target, standing, not resting. For me, that's pretty good. So yeah, basically headshots all day at 10 yards. It's good enough. I did have to adjust the sights. Let's see if you can see the sight picture. It's pretty good. In fact, it's excellent, the sight. You have a fiber optic in the front and a nice square cutout notch in the back, which I like. I'm not so good with 3 dots. I'm much better with this kind of sight, but that's my preference. So what is this gun good for? Well, I know everybody's going to go, throw their hands up and freak out. I believe that if you have a 22 with some Stingers in it and you're able to carry 16 rounds in a magazine, 1 in the chamber, this would be a decent self-defense weapon. Absolutely. Why not? I could put headshots, like I said, at 36 feet all day. That's going to do the trick, in my opinion. Just my opinion. Don't get upset. Would I carry it as a concealed carry? I mean, I have once just to try it to see what it's like. And yes, it carries amazingly well because it's 14 point whatever ounces. So it's a great option. The slide is very easy to pull. There we go. Very easy to pull. I don't have a never pull the trigger on an empty chamber in a 22. If you don't know that, now I'm telling you. How's the trigger on this thing? It's excellent from what I understand. So we have this much creep. And a little more creep. Very lightweight. I'm going to say, what, 4 pounds? 4.5 pounds? You saw where the reset's going to be about there. So really good. I'm pretty used to double action triggers. I've been carrying this P238 recently and been shooting it a lot recently to get used to it. So I'm starting to get into single action triggers, but double action triggers have been, I don't have a problem with them. They don't bother me like they bother everyone else. But if a heavy trigger bothers you, you'll be just fine with this. Slide pull's easy, like I said. Good choice for women, for children. The riots come to your neighborhood and people are burning down your neighborhood. You could hand this to your 12-year-old. You guys could go protect the home if you had to. You can hand this to your wife. She can handle the recoil. Anybody can shoot this, is my point. and it's accurate enough that anybody could shoot it. How about home defense? Well, I mean, I'm saying you can carry it for self-defense. I guess so. It has a rail, right? You could put a light laser on it. You could put a TLR6 on it, a rail style one, and like I said, be doing headshots from one end of the hall down the other. So sure. Do I recommend it? No. Recommend you get something a little heftier. I personally believe if you're going to do a pistol for home defense, I think the 45 is the way to go. Doesn't over-penetrate in walls, with hollow points, that is. It's definitely a man stopper. It makes a lot of noise, and it's accurate, slow and accurate. But yeah, this would work. Camping gun? Absolutely. Great gun to take camping with you. Lightweight, good for backpacking. Definitely not going to be the best bear gun. That's for sure. But probably good for camping, for snakes and plinking and everything else. So then, yes, recreation, absolutely. In fact, this is a fantastic recreational shooter. Why? Because it holds 16 rounds in the magazine. You're not flopping bullets into a magazine after 10 rounds. You get that extra 6 or 7 rounds. Love that. Did I mention that yet? That pretty much sums it up. How about a truck gun? Sure. This would be a good truck gun. This would also be a great... I don't believe in bug out bags. It's just... I believe you should have a get home bag, and if you have to bug out, grab your get home bag. Make sure it doubles as both. But you should... would this be good for a survival bag? Absolutely. Be great for a survival bag. Get yourself a light that you can clip on. Should you need it, keep that in the bag with it. Yeah, I think this would be a great survival bag. I think the 22 is a wonderful idea for a survival gun. In fact, I love the my Henry AR7. I think the 22 is a great option for that. For a car gun, yeah, why not? One thing as a car gun, you can't mount this very well with a magnet, like you can with a lot of other guns, because this is pretty much your metal is up here. It's it. So it doesn't stick real well to a magnet. But you could put it under a table, I suppose, like this, and it would probably stick just fine. It's not much of a competition practice gun. It just doesn't have the accuracy that you get with like a Buckmark or even the PMR-30. Something like that. If you're going to do a bug out gun, actually I recommend this even more. Holds 30 rounds. It's extremely accurate, even in my hands. I could take small game with this thing all day, but I suppose I could take small game with this if I get close enough. Why not? This thing's lightweight. 22 Magnum. It weighs more than 22, but not much more. But that's the real reason this would make a great survival gun, because you can stow it away. Most importantly, it only costs, the MSRP is $199. So once these become widely available, I can't imagine that. I mean, I imagine you'll be able to find these for $150 to $180, right? Right now, if you want one, they're running about $300. Because there's a big demand for them, because they're cool and they're just hard to find. I was lucky. I found this one brand new for $240. I said, you know what? It's $40 over MSRP. I'm just going to get it. I bought it. I'm glad I did. It was worth it. It was worth the extra $40 because now you can't find them. I did see one for $250 the other day. Open box new, they call it, which means used. I mean, what other uses could you have? Any uses you'd have for a 22 pistol. You want to shoot rats in the barn? Yeah, why not? It'd be fun using this. You would really hone in your would really hone your skills as well. So, I'll throw in some footage of me shooting the gun, so you can see me and my team shooting the gun, so you can see it in action. And I think my recommendation, if I were you, would I buy this? Yes. If you can find it for $250, buy it. It's still worth it. It's so worth it. Comes with 3 magazines. I can't wait until the magazines are widely available. I'm going to buy 10. So anyway, I mean, that's my breakdown on this gun. That is my review. This gun rocks. It's cool looking. It's small. It's carryable. It's cheap. It's fairly accurate. It's reliable. What else do you need? And it holds 16+1. In case I didn't mention that before. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I've made a couple other videos that I'm editing. So for once, I should actually be coming out with videos more than once every 6 months. If you're new to the channel and you like cool stuff and you like in-depth reviews on budget guns and budget prepping gear, excuse me, budget survival gear, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. I don't make a lot of videos. I don't make them often, but when I do, they're going to be useful. So whenever I make a video, it'll pop up. Great. Hey, look, it's Prepper Life. I get to see what he's talking about today. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, man. Thumbs up and subscribe. Kel-Tec P17. Get you one.